Hello, 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 welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, and today I have a kind of fun video. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my Reading Rush TBR. If you don't know what the Reading Rush is, basically it's just a really nice readathon every year, sometimes multiple times a year in this case. There are challenges. You do get to collect badges if you complete these challenges, and you can double up on books for certain challenges, or you could do different books for every single challenge. There are 7 challenges, I believe. You can basically make anything fit into any of the prompts, which is really nice. They're very well put together, so shout out to them. Yeah, without further ado, I'm just gonna share with you guys my Reading Rush TBR. So the first prompt is to read a book where the cover is the same color as your birthstone. So my birthday is February 19th. Keep tabs, y'all. February 19th, which I'm the first day of Pisces, and my birthstone is amethyst, which I actually didn't know until this challenge. It's like a purpley color. So I guess little disclaimer, I made this so that I can change it whenever I want, basically, because I am very much a mood reader. So like, if I want to read it right now, that does not mean I'm going to read it in 2 weeks, which, by the way, the Reading Rush is being held between July 20th and 26th, I believe. Anyways, I made this TBR so that I can kind of interweave things. I did pick 7 different books for the 7 challenges, but who knows what's going to happen that week, and maybe I'll want to end up doubling up, and I think I made that very easy for myself to do that within the books that I picked. So anyways, this first one, read a book with your birthstone color on the cover. I chose 3 options. So the first option is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is the first book in the Lunar Chronicles, and I have never read the Lunar Chronicles, and I've basically heard nothing but good things. But these are the new covers that just came out recently, I believe. Stunning. I don't buy paperbacks. Like, rarely do I buy paperbacks, and these paperbacks I want to buy like immediately because they're beautiful and they don't come in hardback, I don't believe. So anyways, that's option number 1. So option number 2 is the option that I'm probably gonna end up choosing, but that is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. And I've basically also heard nothing but good things about this. We follow a girl who moves to a new school. Or no, she goes to school and someone else new moves to her school, I think. Anyways, she wants to go to this college, but turns out that she can't afford it, or she didn't get a specific scholarship that she thought she was going to get. Something along those lines. And her school is very into prom, so they have like a scholarship if you win prom queen. So she decides she's gonna run for prom queen so she can get this scholarship. And I guess this girl who just moved to the school is also running for prom queen, and it's sort of like this enemies to lovers book. So the final option for a book with the same color as my birthstone is Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. I've been trying to read this for so long now, and I still haven't picked it up, and I'm sorry. This is probably not gonna happen, but say the other 2 books I either don't purchase by the time of the Reading Rush, or they're not available on Libby or Scribd or whatever, I will then be picking up Wicked Fox because I do own the physical copy already, and I don't have to worry about getting it. So we'll see though, because my TBR is kind of fantasy heavy, which, like, I love fantasy, but for a week, I don't know if that's the best idea. I should probably incorporate some contemporaries, hence You Should See Me in a Crown. So the next prompt is to pick a book with the word "the" at the beginning of the title. And for that, The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. This is another book that I've been meaning to read for the past few months, and I just still haven't picked it up yet. I have read this before when it first came out, and I was definitely young. I want to finish out the Heroes of Olympus series, so I have to start with the beginning, obviously, and it fits in perfectly. The Lost Hero, yes, did that. This is obviously a middle grade. It is the sequel series to Percy Jackson, and hopefully because it's a middle grade, it will read quickly. I mean, it is a hefty book. It's like 550 so pages, so that's a little intimidating considering the rest of the books I have on my TBR, but because it's middle grade, I'm hoping it'll go quick. We'll see. Okay, so the next book is probably not my most excited book for this TBR, but I mean, maybe. That is Oh, I guess the prompt. I never shared that. So the prompt is to read a book that has a movie based on it that you've seen before. So I'm picking a reread, and the book and the movie is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This is the sequel to All the Boys I've Loved Before. There already is a Netflix movie about it. I personally enjoyed the movie adaptation. It did not... They changed too much, in my opinion. Like, there were too many differences that just didn't need to be made. Like, the changes didn't need to be made. So I was just like, ugh. But that's a whole different conversation for a different video. I am just so excited to reread this. I have not reread P.S. I Still Love You before. I just read To All the Boys, well, reread To All the Boys 2 months ago or so during the Asian Readathon. So obviously next up is P.S. I Still Love You, and it just works out that there already is a movie version. The next prompt is to read the first book that you touch. So what I did, you can't see it, but I have a sci-fi dystopian shelf that's like 2 shelves below here, and I read some of them. I was gonna say half, but that's not true. It's time to read some sci-fi, some dystopian sci-fi, you know, whatever. And I just closed my eyes, went like this, and stopped, and the book I ended up picking was Uglies by Scott Westerfield, excuse me. This is a dystopian novel. It's not focusing. It's just a girl under a sheet. But anyways, this is a dystopian novel series where basically when you turn 16, you get turned into a pretty, and before that you're an ugly, and you go through like an operation to kind of make yourself beautiful, and it's sort of this coming of age ceremony that's like definitely rooted in like insecurities, but just society, like societal pressure to look beautiful, and it's definitely a social commentary on all of that. It's not like Scott Westerfield is over here being like, yeah, you have to be like hot whenever you turn 16, like it's not. Anyways, so I definitely read this when I was probably 12 or so. So it's been a while since I've read it, and I've never read the rest of the series, so I picked up a box set of this a few weeks ago, and yeah, this is what I ended up picking, and I'm excited to read it. It should hopefully be a quick read. If I read it when I was 12, I feel like I'll be able to get through it. Also, it's a floppy paperback, y'all. Y'all who love paperbacks, y'all love the floppies. The next prompt is to read a book outside of your house, and Ariel and Raylene did discuss this and say that they understand that, you know, this isn't necessarily the time during a pandemic when we should like actively be attempting to go outside of our house. However, I can easily go to a park. I have a patio. I can sit out on my patio. I can read books there. I also listen to a lot of audiobooks at work. Basically for this challenge, I can pretty much read any of the books on my TBR. But if, say, I do want to read every single book on this TBR, my pick for this is Saga Volume 6 by Brian Vaughan. So I have been reading the Saga series for a while now, and I did just recently pick up volumes 4, 5, and 6. Physical copies of them. I had been reading these on Libby, so I'm going to be picking up one a week, and then by that week I should be on the 6th one. Math. Yeah, I'm going to save this for reading outside. It's a graphic novel series, sci-fi fantasy, super cool. Like, I'm obsessed with it. The characters are just like everything. So the next challenge is to read a book that is in a genre that you don't read enough of. And for that, I definitely do not read enough thrillers, and by enough, I mean I don't believe I've read like any thrillers in quite a while, and a lot of my friends here on BookTube love thrillers, so I really need to get into thrillers because I know I would love it. I love scary, suspenseful movies and TV shows, so why wouldn't I love that in books? I also love whenever my fantasy series like keep me on my toes, you know? So I'm gonna love it. Anyways, so I picked Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I've heard pretty good things about this book. I don't know anything about it other than that it is a thriller, and I myself am not one to really look into summaries before reading a book, but I've especially heard from my thriller lover friends that they like to know as little as possible, so I'm gonna keep it that way for myself. But I have this on audio waiting for me on Libby, so gonna be listening to it on audio, and Probably going to pick it up like right at the beginning of the reading rush because I do already have it on loan. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited to get out of my comfort zone. But the book that I am the most excited for and the most scared for and just the most everything for, the prompt. So the prompt is to read a book set in a different continent than yours. The book that I've picked that I'm definitely going to be reading during the reading rush no matter what, and that is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This book is so stunning. I'm so happy. This is the first time I'm being able to like really hold it on camera. I think I talked about it in my book haul, but oh my god, look at it. Someone's calling me. I'll call them in a minute. But anyways, Chain of Gold is so pretty and I'm so excited to read this. This is the sequel series to the Infernal Devices in the Shadowhunter world. I have been reading the Shadowhunter books for the past few months, trying to catch up to get to this book. So basically I can only read this if I finish Queen of Air and Darkness before then. Here's hoping I do, because I have like 2 weeks. But anyways, oh my god, I'm so excited to finally get to this. Oh, I'm so excited! Like, none of the other books on my TBR matter besides this. No offense. They're all on the ground and I'm so sorry, everyone. That was my Reading Rush TBR. This video went on way longer than I anticipated, but I'm super excited for the Reading Rush this year. I believe this is my very first Reading Rush, so I'm really excited. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you guys are reading during the Reading Rush if you do plan on participating. I hope you guys have a good day, evening, night, wherever it is that you are, and stay safe out there. I'll see you guys in my next one.